What's going on, y'all? I'm here to talk about the GOAT, Wo-Chien, man. I love all four of the Treasures of Ruin so much. But before I get into any of these buffs or changes, I want to clarify for any new viewers that this is all balanced around a ROM hack. It's in-game. It's not balanced around competitive whatsoever. I am sorry if the title, clickbaited you a bit, but stick around. This ROM hack is dope. If you like if you like this approach to changing things, I definitely think you'll love this ROM hack, but definitely recommend pausing the video if you're new here and giving the description a read. It covers a lot of the philosophies behind my ROM hack and my ROM hacks in general, super in depth. So it's all bullet points though, so it's relatively easy to just skim through and read. So definitely give that a read if you're new here, just to understand things better, because obviously on paper, actually this guy isn't. People who are competitively branded are still going to be like, he's ass anyway. He's still ass because he's dark grass. He's still ass. But obviously in game, those typing, any quote unquote bad typing is significantly better, because you can always play around the weaknesses of a type. Not to mention, it's monotype boss teams for the most part. So these common weaknesses that people speak of are not actually spread out the way that they are in competitive. They're spread out much differently because it's, again, monotype teams. But I'm getting a bit sidetracked. That's the gist of the intro stuff. Also, if you're new here and you're done with this video, when you're done with this video, make sure you check out all the other crap in the description. There is a link to this Google Sheet that you're looking at right now. It has all of the other important information, especially the move guide, which covers all of the move buffs and changes in the game, of which there are obviously tons of them. It's all pretty easy to understand once you actually get an understanding of how I approach things. So definitely give all that a look. It's all organized very thoroughly, so you can click these categories. It'll take you there. But yeah, actually Wo-Chien, I can actually talk about the GOAT now. Wo-Chien, I really do love this guy. Also, shout out to all my returning viewers. I appreciate you guys very much. Make sure you drop a like and leave a comment, all that fun stuff. But Wo-Chien, very fitting abilities I chose. All three of them, I gave them abilities that are not overlapping with the Ruin abilities. So in Wo-Chien and Tinglu's case, they already have really good defensive abilities. Wo-Chien gets that 25% defense boost, essentially. Obviously in doubles it's different, but in singles it's essentially just a 25% defense boost that can't be crit through or anything like that. That's an easy way to summarize it, at least. So that makes his dude, this guy is absurdly tanky. Absurdly. So I lowered his speed a bunch because he has this. I don't know why he's so quick to begin with. I don't understand that at all. I think he definitely fits the vibes of having like a giant HP stat like this, and then of course his speed F is already behemoth, and then his defense is even higher. Can I do the 115 with the Treasures of Ruin with Tablets of Ruin is what? Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. 329. 329 times 329 times 0.25 or 1.25. 411. That's like, if I that's high, man. That's like, yeah, that's like 156. Yeah, 156 base defense. So he's got like 135, 155, 135 bulk essentially with Tablets of Ruin. So he's insanely bulky. And then of course, he really he's so tanky. And then on the special attacking side, he's incredibly strong with not only just 115 is strong on its own, right? Especially when you have these high base power moves like Leaf Storm and Seed Flare later in the game, which is essentially Seed Flare and Night Days are special Wicked Blow variants that can't be used twice in a row. Also, if you're looking at Rumination and you're wondering why I changed it, in competitive, a Super Fang type move is good, especially in doubles, but in general it's good. In game, especially in a ROM hack where Pokemon get stronger options that can do a whole lot more than just splitting HP in half, it's kind of ass. It's actually very ass. It's just, in the context of this ROM hack at least, straight up just having a move that halves HP is not very good when you can already use other moves that do the exact same thing with Movie Learner, if not better, that can either do more damage or at least do the exact same amount or stall better, whatever it is. It's just not very good. Making these cool signature moves actually worthy of that signature title, being a lot less underwhelming in an in-game context, is really nice to have that flinch effect. So essentially they're like single-use cheese buttons, right? It can break sashes, or it can, for example, Rumination into Night Burst with Dark Aura can get you a lot of kills because Night Burst and Leaf Flurry are both priority moves. And then as for the logic behind Dark Aura and Regenerator, I probably should have covered that earlier in the video, but I think they're pretty self-explanatory, man. Regenerator fits him very well as this draining life force pile. Obviously he's a dead leaf, so you can argue it actually doesn't fit at all because he's dead leaves, but I think it fits given his whole thing around draining the life force from things. what is it? Yeah, drains the life force from vegetation, causing nearby forests to instantly wither and turn fields turn to barren. You can argue that's counterintuitive to Regenerator. Personally, I'm interpreting that as fitting Regenerator. I also keep in mind I have to balance, what is it? I think 7 dark grass types in this hack around one another. Specifically, I think the hardest one to, I mean, not the hardest one, but like a lot of other abilities I would have maybe wanted to give him are taken, like for example, maybe Grassy Surge that's taken up by another dark grass type, or uh, Poison Heal taken up by another one, you know, so stuff like that that also kind of fits him, that would also be good, is taken up already. But honestly, I think these 3 are perfect for him. I think Regenerator is perfect, and then Dark Aura is perfect, given that these guys are literally the incarnates of like dark fucking emotions and energies. Like I forget exactly which one is Wo-Chien specifically. Grudge. Yeah, the grudge of a person punished for writing the king's evil deeds upon like. These guys are literally like embodiment of like resentment and like negative emotions, right? Like chaos, right? The ruin, treasures of ruin. Parting shot might seem like a weird choice because these guys aren't, especially Wo-Chien is not like vocal. But I think, first of all, I think maybe 80% of dark types can just fit it as a TM, at least in a ROM hack context, where I try to give every Pokemon a pivot move. Parting shot I'm a lot more strict with than I was in Sweltering Sun in terms of distribution, but I'm still pretty lenient in this case. Like, yeah, is it the most fitting thing in the world? No, but I think these guys would definitely all be able to be like, fuck you, you know? It doesn't mean they have to literally speak, but just like yelling at you or just any type of like threat. You know, it doesn't have to be literal words or English. I mean, half the Pokemon that, you know, what is it? Room, his ass doesn't speak English, you know, he's yelling at you. So I can see Wo-Chien doing that as well. And also it's just really fucking cool mechanically. I mean, giving this bulky Regenerator parting shot, ungodly bulk Pokemon. So yeah, this thing is great offensively and defensively. We've got tons and tons of great utility moves. Obviously, that Dark Aura nuke off of that 115 special attack. Dark Aura plus stab gives you essentially adaptability boost for dark moves. It's 1.95 because it's 1.3 from Dark Aura, right? Keep in mind, Dark Aura also makes you take extra damage from dark moves. So something worth mentioning. But you resist dark moves less if you use Dark Aura. But otherwise, it's obviously very, very good for that damage boosting. Doom Desire. Dark Aura is fucking dope. Obviously, later on you have Twilight Cannon and Night Days, which are absolute nukes. Twilight Cannon is Dark Draco, and Night Days is Special Dark Wicked Blow, like I said earlier. Twilight Cannon and Leaf Storm are really cool with like a Jetpack as well, like a Jetpack Regenerator. Man, this guy can do so much cool shit. Strength Stab is obviously incredible and very, very fitting given that deck entry I just listed earlier. Mega Drain heals you by 75% and it's 60 base power, so it's definitely better than Giga Drain in a lot of context if you're trying to purely just 1v1 something. Night Burst and Leaf Flare I already covered are really good for priority, especially with that Dark Aura boost on Night Burst. Siphon is very good for specific matchups. Again, you have Movie Linner. Leech Seed's obviously great. Toxic's obviously great. Ingrain is really unique in this ROM hack. It gives you, so essentially Ingrain will lock you on the field, which is very dangerous in a ROM in a Nuzlocke, which is what this ROM hack is balanced around, right? If you run Ingrain, you're putting yourself at risk, but the payoff is you get +3 special defense and +3 special attack. Which, I mean, honestly, it's overkill on this guy because he's so fat anyways, but what that means is essentially if you run like max HP Fist Def Ingrain plus Parting Shot, you can maybe 1v1 a couple Mons, assuming you don't get crit. I mean, even then you don't really need to worry about crits when you're so bulky anyway, but, you know, specific moves will obviously matter. But the main thing here is, like, you have to Parting Shot out or else you are stuck on the field. That's the only way, or you die, you know, because eventually something ideally will come in that will force you out. If not, then, you know, good for you. You can 6-0, but it's not usually that easy. Usually at least a crit will put you at risk. Even if nothing is, like, super effectively strong enough to one-shot you on paper, which, honestly, a lot of the time they might be. You get the point. Ingrain is a very cool, unique tool, high-risk, high-reward tool you can take advantage of. You've got tons of great debuffing moves outside of Parting Shot. You've got Dismal Cry, which is essentially Snarl, but it drops attack and special attack. Confide and Tickle are, so Confide is special Tickle essentially, and Tickle drops attack and defense, so those are great debuffing moves. Glare drops attack and special attack and paralyzes. I see all of the Treasures of Ruin have Glare and Memento at level 15 and 20 respectively, just because I think that's cool. Little, you know, I like to give them a little bit of overlap with their moves and stuff. Rumination is also at level 100 for all of them. Level 100 Rumination is legal for 7 boss fights, so that's still a good amount of boss fights for such a crazy cheese tool. You know, free flinch priority move is obviously very, very strong. Especially on the faster ones on Qianpao and Chiyu, it's really broken because it kind of fucks up the Quick Claw counterplay, but on the AI, but it is what it is, man. It's a cool move, and yeah, it's at the end of the game for that reason. Other priority moves, you also got Mud Shot and Creeping Strike, and technically Dark Aura Sucker Punch with 70 attack is unironically pretty strong. Night Burst is, It depends on how bulky the whatever you're attacking is. In some contexts, Sucker Punch will be stronger. In other contexts, Sniper Burst will be stronger. The beauty is you have Move Relearner, so you can pick whatever moves you want whenever you want them. You've got some ground coverage with Mud Shot, which is priority, and then you have Earth Power and Mud Bomber. Mud Bomber being even stronger than Earth Power. Also got some, Sludge Bomb, Psychic, Aura Sphere, other covers like that. I totally see Psychic as it's like this. I mean, the number one, it's like a legendary. It can kind of just fit some weird moves. And then it already has Zen Headbutt. I think it fits Psychic just fine. Aura Sphere, same thing. It's a legendary. It's like embodied. It came to life from the King's evil deed. Fucking all this crazy shit, right? So I think Aura Sphere can fit Pokemon like that. A lot of legendaries, especially ones that are like literally the aura of like somebody's spirit that's like resenting whatever happened to it in its past life. Man, these guys are so fucking cool. I love all of them. Yeah, Doom Desire is incredible with Regenerator because it's such a strong move. It's Dark type. It's 150 base power essentially. So you can, Doom Desire, Parting Shot, Regenerator around. I mean, you've got all types of great utility and offensive stuff that this guy can do. And then that, oh my god, he's 4 times weak to bug isn't actually a big deal in a ROM hack where, again, the types are split up more evenly. Meanwhile, in competitive 6v6 singles, U-turn is pretty ubiquitous. In game, it's not. At least not for the AI to use against you. It'll come up, of course. There will be bug moves, but it's not like every single boss fight is going to have a bug move that you have to worry about. And even if you do, you have 5 other Pokemon. It's very easy to play around super effective moves versus the AI. It's incredibly easy. In fact, it's actually good to have weaknesses because it helps bait certain attacks. It's much better to have that. And even if you are weak to shit, he's so fucking bulky now that it doesn't even matter, dude. Like he'll even take bug hits, dude. If it's not stab, he's eating that shit. So yeah. Overall, the GOAT, again, that Dark Aura, Twilight Cannon, Goobing late game is sick. Obviously, even just Dark Aura, Dark Pulse is strong. Foul Play, Dark Aura is obviously very nice. Scary Face is great debuffing as well. That drops attack. Sorry, that drops speed by 2, and then it also drops attack and special attack by 1. Excuse me. Jesus, I'm mixing up my moves, man. It's because it's in Sweltering Sun, it's different, that's why. Scary Face is -1 defenses, -2 speed, which in this case is actually pretty good because you're so slow. You can click that and then one-shot something after. You can Giga Drain or Mega Drain your health back, for example. I just realized I wanted to give them Sleep Powder, though. Totally forgot to do that, so I will throw that on at 35 for now and write that down. Maybe, I mean, do they get... It fits them fine. Fuck it, I like Wo-Chien. It's not... Actually, he gets Poison Powder normally, so he fits Sleep Powder, yeah. Fine. Okay, so that's pretty much it, though. I mean, Toxic, obviously great. Torment even is very good. Again, with Move Relearner, you can use all types of these cool utility moves and then switch to a more offensive set the next fight. If you get a cool Terra type, that's pretty cool. Like one that you have Stab on, if you get like Terra Ground or Terra Fighting, whatever, cool Stab Terra, or just Defensive Terra. I mean, any Terra is good in game. That's why it's supposed to be RNG'd. You can read more about that in the description. But yeah, I think I've covered pretty much everything that's super relevant to talk about with Wo-Chien. Great pivoting stuff, great regen, great offensive Dark Aura. Tablets is obviously great for that extra bulk when you need it. Overall, he's the GOAT. I love this guy. Hope you guys do as well. I hope you love these changes. Let me know in the description down below, comment section down below, excuse me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll be back for more coming up. Peace.